You know, at the end of the day, I think that the Bear Boys have to sit down and accept that it's very likely that the bull market has started, and it started quite a long time ago. And realistically, to succeed in a bull market, there's one thing that you need more than anything else. You don't have to be very smart. It's the funny thing about crypto is that you can make hundreds of thousands, even millions of dollars without necessarily any particular skill. It's one of the hidden secrets about crypto. But I am downplaying that a little bit because there is one skill that you do need more than anything else to become wealthy with crypto. And like I said, it's not necessarily being smart. I don't necessarily think I'm smarter than most people. I don't necessarily think I have skills that most people don't have. But again, like I said, I think I'm downplaying one thing here. There is one thing you need, and I think that it's very obvious, and it's something that, crazy enough, I think most people aren't really good at. And again, it's not something surprising. It's just control over your emotions, being patient, being able to accept delayed gratification. It's really all emotional things. And it's things you learn as you get older, naturally, anyway. I think these are things that will benefit you in every aspect of your life. It has very little to do specifically with crypto. But if you develop those skills in life in general, then I think it's so much easier to succeed in investing in general, not just crypto, but any type of investing. And so with that being said, I see so many analysts, I see so many people put charts, put price targets, do advanced, sophisticated technical analysis strategies, all starting though with their bias and then building those strategies around that, which is just, I think, the biggest reason why people consistently miss the bottoms of markets, and why a year goes by after the bottom gets put in and they still don't even believe it's the bottom. It takes maybe another $5,000, $10,000, $15,000 of price appreciation on Bitcoin before certain people accept that, hey, maybe the bottom was actually, all the way nearly 12 months ago. So with that being said, I think that it's very important, and I think it's very obvious to a lot of people at this point that there's a change in the air, right? You can kind of feel it. You can feel the excitement. We're starting to see similar cyclical movements of cryptos as they exit bear markets and go into bull markets, where we see Bitcoin have a huge resistance break right around, for this cycle, it's about 30K. And then Bitcoin's been above 35K, or right at 35K. And as it's sitting there, kind of seemingly not being, too dumpy or pumpy, just kind of chilling, then we're starting to see altcoins every other day. They're up another 5% or so or something. And we're starting to see that repetitive cyclical nature of cryptos behave like it has always done, further indicating, okay, actually, maybe we are at the beginning stages of a new bull market. And this reminds me almost exactly the same sentiment, the same emotional aura, the same exact feeling that it had back as we switched from the bear market to the bull market in the last cycle. There's still a lot of people that simply don't believe it. I think this move above 35 to around 35K and altcoins starting to pick up a little bit is convincing more people, right? Slowly it's starting to convince people. But still, there's a lot of people that they're in complete disbelief to a T. I think people overcomplicate analysis, and that's the downfall of most trading errors, is overcomplicating things. But really, if we look back, it's very likely, let's say the year is 2030 and we have another 7+ years of charting on the Bitcoin, on Bitcoin charts, on the crypto market cap. We see the history of Bitcoin, another 7 years added on. I think it's extremely likely that we'll look back and say, hey, the beginning of 2023 was the beginning of that bull market. Right when Bitcoin was around 15, 16, 17K. Most people were not saying, hey, this is the beginning of a bull market back in January of 2023. In fact, almost nobody on the planet was. But that's exactly how people feel during the actual beginnings of, like, you know, the bottom is in and we're gonna go up from here. Very few people feel bullish when we're at the bottoms of a bear market as we're about to pivot to the beginning of a bull market, and you know, that perfect bottom entry happens. Very few people are bullish at that point. But that's also, it goes without saying. So yes, I do believe that when we look back, 2023 will be considered like the beginning of the bull market. I think that now we're starting to see that excitement flood in, right? It's tangible. You can feel it on social media. People are slowly starting to trickle in. There are people, thousands of people, that probably bought Bitcoin for the first time at like 50, 60,000 US dollars, 65,000 US dollars. And for the past 2 years, they've completely probably hated crypto. They want nothing to do with it. They think, yeah, it was a giant scam. I bought the top, basically. I bought maybe in, like, I don't know, middle of 2021 or beginning of 2021, and then it crashed at the end of 2021, beginning of 2022. I hate this stuff and I'm not gonna touch it anymore. And those people are most likely gonna be flooding back in. They'll probably be the first to flood back in of the new money. And then there are gonna be people that have never bought it, just like every cycle, that buy it for the first time this cycle. And that number grows exponentially every single bear market to bull market cycle. This time we have the prospect, or near guarantee, I don't want to say it's guaranteed because nothing is guaranteed, but the near guarantee that probably trillions of dollars of interest from institutions via these Bitcoin spot ETFs are interested in Bitcoin for the first time in history. Which, how will that affect the price? If anyone tells you they know 100% how it's going to affect the price, they're lying. This is completely new. It's a novel thing that has never happened to crypto before. So if there are Bitcoin spot approvals, which most people on crypto Twitter and YouTube will tell you they fully expect there to be an approval over the next couple of months, even like sometime before January of 2024. If there is an approval, how will that affect Bitcoin going forward? We don't know. It is heavily weighted towards the side that it will probably at some point massively pump Bitcoin. Maybe it'll dump Bitcoin at some point as well. But it is pretty much heavily agreed that at some point it will absolutely create a huge demand, or at least access to supply for Bitcoin for these like massive individuals. And so with that being said, where we are right now is by far the most exciting part of a cycle to me. I even have videos saying this, but I still remember it. Towards the second half of the bull market, of the last bull market, I was bored with the market. Because one, I didn't want to keep buying massive amounts. Well, first of all, I was already like 100% invested anyway. But I also wasn't necessarily interested in... for me, it just wasn't as exciting knowing that we probably saw most of the pumping. When we were at 60, 65K, I think we all agreed, hey, even if we do go up to 100K, these are obviously not the best times to be buying in. The best times we were buying in were when Bitcoin crashed to like 3,000, 4,000 back in March of 2020. So right now, I don't think we're gonna go back to 15K. I think maximum opportunity is gone, but there's still enough opportunity left, I believe, that it's still exciting, and we have not seen majority of the gains. I think majority of the gains are still yet to come, by far, right? People are talking about a $5-10 trillion cryptocurrency market cap at its height of this coming cycle. I think that's realistic. We went all the way up to 3 trillion in the last bull market. Currently, crypto is a little above 1 trillion. I think saying a $10 trillion total blow-off market cap for the entire crypto space, I think that's totally reasonable. And I think right now is one of the most exciting times to be in. I am going to be very happy, let's say Bitcoin gets to 150K and altcoins of like 10, 20, 30x from where they are right now. I'm going to love that, right? I'm going to be very happy about that. but I'm not going to be as excited because the maximum opportunity is already long gone, basically. So basically, if you're watching this video right now, I think you should be extremely excited for what's coming. I can't tell you if it's going to happen by tomorrow or next month or exactly when we're going to hit certain price targets for each and every crypto, but I can tell you that basically for this cycle, if you're interested even just right now, it's still relatively early for this cycle specifically. And I think there's a lot of money that you can still make. I think we're extremely early to this cycle. Obviously, I've been in crypto for like 6 or 7 years, and I've been addicted to it every day. So I'm not going anywhere in terms of like, being early and stuff. And I'm sure many of you feel the same way. But yeah, for the first time, we're seeing a little increase in people coming back because I've watched myself and many other people slowly kind of leave over the past year or two as it's been extremely boring. But now people are starting to come back a little bit. But those new people are nowhere to be seen. It will happen. They will come back at some point. But yeah, ultimately, I think this video, to summarize what I'm talking about, I think it's just like, as I sit here, it's also a beautiful day, and just think about like what is to come over the next 6 to 12 months. I think that there is so much opportunity, so much excitement that is knocking at the door. I think it could be tomorrow, it could be next month, but I firmly just believe it will be very soon. And yeah, if you can manage your emotions and temper your expectations and play this right, a lot of people can come out of these next 6 to 12 months financially really well off. And especially when the economy is so garbage and inflation is so bad and people are struggling with so many things, this opportunity is just so attractive for so many people. And I sincerely hope like a lot of people absolutely are able to benefit from it and help their families and help their families, help their lives, everyone around them, people they care about. I think that's super realistic. And ultimately, as I'm talking about pretty much just making money, the bigger thing is that I truly believe that Bitcoin itself, the protocol, the crypto ecosystem, is going to be net beneficial to humanity over the long run, period. So there's like a greater picture as well. Obviously, people get more excited if you talk about price go up, numbers go up, bank account go up. That's all true. It's very possible. But there's also a bigger story there. And ultimately, I just think that if you're here right now, I think you're in a very good place. I think that if you've been here over the past 2 years during the bear market, you are about to experience why it's worth it to be here during a bear market and to be accumulating during a bear market. Yeah, overall, it feels very reminiscent of, of the last cycle, of every cycle, how the whole thing goes. Bitcoin halving is so close, just a couple of months away. And I think when we get about 2 months or so out from the Bitcoin halving, let's say around February-ish, March, there's going to be tangible excitement. People are going to be like extremely excited, right, about what's happening. And yeah, I mean, where do we see the price? 5 or 50,000, 60,000 per Bitcoin? Who knows? But yeah, I just think that I'm very excited, honestly. This is a very exciting time, I think, to be in crypto.